It is a Monday evening and time for Soccerzone. Orlando Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs lead the league. Mamelodi Sundowns, are they conceding too many goals? And what's happening at the bottom of the log? All of that coming up in the next hour. And of course, sokhona futhi ke nge-WAFCON. Sinike yona kamnandi ke la ekhaya. Sanike uqala wayophela umsebenzi. But before we go there, Mahuta's here, Jabzin is here, Mazola as well as the referee are here. And I want to speak to you guys about something. Khona ibali elabhalwa once Christian ebhala ke incwadi yengane wayibiza ugly duckling. Mungazi ke ukuthi iduckling yini khona idada nekhanisi. Idada ile lincanyana ngomzimba nali lisemanzini. Ikhanisi ile limhlophe elikhulu. Kodwa ke kule bali lengane elaxoshwa yena ke libhalwa yena uHansi. Uthi ikhanisi leli lalamba namadada. Konke laliya khona abantu bethi hey libi nali idada. Alifanele ukuthi libe la ngoba libi kakhulu. Lathi idada ikhanisi leli hlala lithola umndeni wamakhanisi yilala bonakala khona ukuthi hayi cha lihle ngempela ngoba ke sila fanele libe khona. And that is the story of the ugly duckling. Being at the wrong place, the wrong people will always compete and you'll never win. Awukho endaweni right. Only Mazola would know that story because he went to the fancy schools where they spoke proper English and spoke about the ugly duckling. Jabzin and Mahuta, perhaps not so much at Bushbuck region as at David. But it still makes a lot of sense when you put it into a football section. So I wonder, is Lebo Mutiba perhaps the ugly duckling? Is he the beautiful swan that is hanging around ducks? And by that, I mean, is he playing in a league that does not suit his football? Or is he just a bad player that shouldn't be playing football? Because I can take you back his career back in France when he started it. What a player he was. A top goal scorer even at Strasbourg. He finished second one season behind PSG. That's how accoladed he was. He went on loan and his team said, we need you back because we're not winning. That is Lebo Mutiba. But when you look at what's happened in the last season, Mamelodi Sundowns, 11 appearances. He's only scored 1 goal and assisted in 1 the entire of last season. So I ask you, is Lebo Mutiba just a beautiful swan with beautiful ducks and therefore we're not seeing his beauty, Mahuta?
I like your story, Anile. That's a good story. First and foremost, I think we need to start with football. For football, Lebo Mutiba he's a player. He can play as a number 9. He can help you in the hold-up play. He can score goals. We've seen he was a top goal scorer at Strasbourg. But he go to a team that wants to play like that. Because the Mamelodi Sundowns team is a team that says to a striker, you need to move out of that target zone, come in the midfield, touch a little bit, even go wide, dribble and maybe cross for someone else. Is he capable of that? Or maybe he went to the wrong team. But I would think with these stats at Mamelodi Sundowns, he can't be happy with that. So he should be someone that is playing regularly. Maybe it's lack of time as well, Shavul.
Yeah, injury because uke waba ne injury endega kakhulu. I think that injury imuzise itouch ne confidence because if you have luxury quality of Mamelodi Sundowns, you should shine as a striker. But I abatliki. Now it seems like PSL style as understanding the way PSL idlala ngakhona. Now Sundowns I'm understanding uLebo myself ukuthi mele bamdlalise kanjani because njengoba shilo umuntu uLebo umuntu ongamdlala ashaya ama hold but iSundowns ayidlali kanjalo. Sundowns idlala so like us he needs to be mobile and mobile sometimes uya kuma wrong areas uthola ukuthi akasabi endaweni right lapha yana la abe kumele abe khona lapha kula space to get ama goal.
Well, that's a conversation I'm hoping you're going to carry on there, Kai, again. So let's move on. Masandawana is going to be giving us stories, including a big player at Mamelodi Sundowns. Well, he's about to be a big player, a young player that's moving. And also, Tatana was a lot this weekend. What do you have for us?
What does it mean? This is Soccerzone. This is what does it mean? But it happened. FNB Stadium, Kings Park. But there was a goal scored at Amazulu and Pirates. But was it offside or not? Don't worry. This is Soccerzone. It's Monday. We're going to tell you whether he's Sasek or Sasekang.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Tatu Shungwani. Mazda's going to be up with the news in just a few. With the transfer window still open, mubuka iqela lakho nje baselidlalile lizwile uCardoso umqeqeshi kuMamelodi Sundowns ekhuluma ukuthi ke hayi fanele baqinise defensively mhlambe fike naphakathi nendawo naphambili wena iqembu lakho libonile. What do you think? Mazola Malefe is ready with news.
Yeah, that's 100% accurate, Andile. He's a young player, a young left back, Tato Sibia. He's about to potentially become a big, high-profile player. He's confirmed to be moving to French League One side, Lille, on an initial loan deal with the option to buy at the end of his spell there, should he impress. We'll see how that unfolds in the next coming weeks as well. But here's Coach Miguel Cardoso giving some advice to the young player who was promoted to the senior team just last season.
That boy could be an important player for the future of Sundowns. We also know that he'll be an important player for the future of South Africa. And that's an opportunity that obviously is difficult to say no. And the club just had eventually to protect their own rights on the situation. So we are excited about that. We want to see him succeed. And we want to see him showing the character that he needs so that he speaks also about what kind of players we develop in the club and how he will get his affirmation will obviously make us very proud. I think he has conditions for, but he has still a lot to do there when he arrives. That's the challenge. It's a fantastic opportunity.
Yeah, Andile, on that one, I'm sure you have some thoughts on Tato Sibia.
Yeah, Tato Sibia at Sundowns, another young player gone. There's Lukaku that's looking to leave as well. There's offers for him. They've just let go of Tapelo Maseko as well. Mamelodi Sundowns releasing a lot of the young players, which is a team that likes to sometimes grow the talent. Yeah. What do you think of the Sibia move?
Yeah, I think it's a good move for the young man. It's a big challenge. It's a great challenge as well. And I just hope mentally uzoba strong because Europe is a different weather, zonke lezo zinto ziyacounter, but it's good to see young players going overseas. We can't compete kuma World Cup singanawo ama-player adlala overseas.
Which contradicts what we've heard Sundowns say a couple of times. So we want to retain the best talent. We want to keep the best talent here.
Yeah, keeping the best talent here, it means also you have to pay the boy. I think that's the most important thing for a footballer as well, because if you look at Sibia, he's only 20. So he can grow his career in Europe, make more money in Europe. I'm just not saying it's okay for him to only play in Europe because of the money, but he's got the talent, he's got the capability, great left foot. I think this club saw him also at the Under-20 World Cup. They must have been impressed by what he has done there. But he needs to go there also to liberate his family, make more money for himself, because if you go to Europe, you'll make more money. And he's got the talent. So it's okay for these young boys to go. I think Sundowns are doing the right thing. Well, they've always been doing the right thing, because the City Sundowns are trying to release a player, but now they're letting these young players go overseas, get more experience. It's all good for the national team.
Yeah, I'm glad Mahuta is touching on keeping the best assets. That's what Mamelodi Sundowns are trying to do now, and I can tell you they've offered another young player who was also at the World Cup with Tato Sibia, Khumulimo Kekana, but I'll tell you what, Mahuta, he has rejected a new offer from Mamelodi Sundowns. His agent saying to the club, the offer, the personal package does not reflect the value of Khumulimo Kekana. So we'll see how this unfolds, whether he'll leave Mamelodi Sundowns initially on a free or they will find each other. The two clubs that have found each other is on a case regarding Leopard striker, former Leopard striker in Betway Premiership. He's a Namibian international as well. Leopards got relegated, and Cape Town Spurs set a precedent with the DRC, the PSL, that if you become an amateur team, it means that your players can leave for free. And this is what initially Sekhukhune thought, and there was a bit of a dispute around that. But I spoke to Chief TDL at Leopards this afternoon, and he confirmed to me that, Mazola, we've handed Sekhukhune the clearance, the player moving forward can start playing for his new club, Babanoku, who face Orlando Pirates in the MTN 8 this weekend. And then a final story, he was spotted at FNB Stadium over the weekend, Thembinkosi Lodge, and a lot of people wondering where is his next step. At the moment, I can tell you, with Athletic Club, where he's played before, Mars Fez of Morocco, the Botola Premier League champions, have tabled offers. But at the moment, Lodge feeling as though they do not also reflect his value. given the money that he's been paid currently at Etihad, where he was coached by Coach Rulani Mokoena, who has since left to join Pyramid. So we'll also keep a close watch on Thembi Nkosi's lodge movements at the moment, wanted by 2 clubs in Morocco. So that's it for me, Ma'a. But for the rest, keep it locked on sabcsport.com.
Movements, this beautiful from Gobu. They're going to take the ball on. He's set it up, yeah! And a big, huge moment. Compelling in a goal he'll never forget.
Arbone, Bata Baromela, Tulaga Togo Cheers, Basirata Komara, Ferra Willy Hope, Yago Chaloga Kuliso, Romela Kuliso, Tulaga Togo, Brendan Peters, Minola Pasulu.
As they brushed aside Polokwane City 2-0 at the Seshego Stadium. Ibabina nokutheleke njengamanzi engene endlini uGive Mokupe ekhipha elimnandi ibhola elibeka kuThepo Mokoane ayike zakhala. Just a week after scoring a stunner against Amazulu in the MTN 8, University of Johannesburg product Bonamelo Ramala was back on the score sheet for Sekhukhune to make it 2-0 and 3 points in the bag. Teams saw another provincial derby between Durban City and Richards Bay, producing a 1-1 draw at the Chatsworth Stadium. Abafana beNatal Rich Boys babhale iqala ebhodini unqaba Zulu washiya amadoda elele phansi elibeke emnatheni kamnandi igoli lokuvula kulomdlalo. Khalil Ben Yusuf's boys finally got their equalizer in the second half as Thembela Skakhane struggled to clear Luphumlo Kaka Sifumba's cross, and the own goal was the result to make it 1-1. Awakening at the Kings Park Stadium, suffering their first defeat of the season, hammered 3-0 by defending champions Orlando Pirates.
Uyabona ngamabhola ke quality ayifaka uDion Hoto laphana ke boxini ukuthi ke akamtholi kahle kombuthuma bakhona kamobhara experience.
Asibona lapha ke ebethi yangena ngempela thatha ibhola lapha libeka nathini yadansa nathi ngobani longo khumza mahlane ibhola alithole ibhola walishapni kunear post laphatha intanjene asibheke lapha ke khona kick eyazo-ke ezimnyama ezolithatha lapha ke Tionoto phakamisile ibhola afuna lapha amakhanda lahlala nathini Orlando Pirates iza nenye kulesombe sesibili khumza. Uyabona ke lapha ke nebody language yesebeyitshelile sidliwe la kumele nje sivimbe nje ukuthi ungabisangena igoli lesithathu.
Sokukwenza nje isiqiniseko ukuthi i-goal difference ke ibe njonyana ngoba
iphutha emuva iyalithatha iPirates lahlala nathini once iphutha emuva alithatha ibhola lapha kamfana Daniel Msandami.
Listen, we need to speak about that Durban City Richards Bay match. Unqaba Xulu needs to go and apologize to Unqanana. Hlala umuntu omdala phansi intwana isencane ifika ku-Betway Premiership. But let's look at the games there. Mahuta, I know you love what you saw in the Stellenbosch Marumo Gallants, because not only does Quen score 3 goals, but it's the diversity of how he scores them.
Yeah, those goals were beautiful. I mean, the first one with the right foot, 2 headers. I think I like the first one because there he didn't just blast the ball. He picked his spot, curled it around, used the defender as a decoy to curl it around the goalkeeper. Even if the goalkeeper had to dive, he wasn't going to get there. 2 headed goals, great start for him. I think he's the first player to score a hat-trick in his debut. So
definitely
he should be proud, and he can kick on from here.
For the very first time since 2006-7, ngiyaqala ukuthi wonke amaqembu sedlala imidlalo emibili Jabu abe namaphuzu. Lonke iqembu linephuzu.
Yeah. Onke amaqembu anamaphuzu. But of course, Abo Kruger nesiwelele awufuni ukulibele udropa ama-points ngoba besikhuluma noma ukuthi ayikho lento ukuthi league kusase early because ukusuka lapha after 5-6 games now it becomes a problem. But
so there's no such thing as it's early anymore.
What's early? If the league had to finish now, you're relegated.
Orlando Pirates, Kaizer Chiefs, Amazulu, all on 7 points. Of course, Mamelodi Sundowns has only played 2 matches and they sit on 4 points. They're in great company. Sekhukhune, Milford, Polokwane City as well find themselves there. But let's talk about the Kaizer Chiefs versus Sundowns game. Mahuta, you did that game. I saw this and I said, how are Chiefs defending? What are they going to do at the back?
Yeah, the only problem with Doggy, because I had Doggy in studio, was the left back position. We didn't know if it was going to be a wing back or a left back and who's going to be there. And as the game started, we realized that they put Modi there as a left wing back. He played that position as a left wing back. And he did pretty well because, well, even though in the staff, a lot of things were coming on his side, but then, you know, he grew into the game and he played well. I don't know if he's going to keep that position and play position again going forward.
And in the midfield, you had Mabuwe, Mthethwa and Dlovu. You know, it's not something that you've seen Chiefs play all three of those players at the same time.
Yeah, I think they were so disciplined, and they didn't allow Sundowns, you know, yes, Sundowns position, they were top in the position, but they were not hitting Orlando Chiefs. Bebanga in the win is dangerous to hit the Kaizer Chiefs. So that pair, I think coach, we need to give Uta Cruz credit. As much as Maui Pegile on paper lineup Chiefs will not sharp for, but he did well. He planned very well for his down.
And maybe the reason Ayende, Mkhulise, as well as Obas, not three players that have played together as well at Mamelodi Sundowns. But let's look at the left back position and the injuries that Chiefs had coming into that. 5 left backs all injured, Maui.
Yeah, it's bad for Kaizer Chiefs, you know. I don't know if they should go into the market and get another left back.
Then you have 6.
And then you have 6, you know. But funny enough, in football, when one comes back, they're all going to come back at the same time. Now you have a problem of, you know, who to choose, who to play in that position. But they have equally good left backs. I mean, Uri Frosler has been there. He's been doing well for them this season. So he's taken that position, made it his own. Upaseka is still there. We know his experience. Bradley Cross went to the World Cup with Bafana. So now when he comes back, he should be expecting to play.
And just to add, modern football, you need to play more than one position, gents.
Yeah.
This Dala is right back, we right wing. If football changile manje, makuba nama situation so ama player limele and then
which you know you can play.
Yes, you need to have players like adlala yes, Abolungu, Lufanda udlala Pirates like we have Super Sport. Ulungu can play wing, he can play right back also. So you need to have players like at least 2, 3, 4 positions.
Yeah.
Well, let's go to Sundowns and talk about that midfield. It was, you know, a different midfield to what they used to as well. You know, you had Ayende, who's a regular in that midfield and has played with Jaden Adams, has played with Teboho Mokoena injured, and of course Jaden Adams no longer with us, which left Sundowns with a peculiar position there.
Yeah, 3 midfielders that they've never really played together as the pairing, you know. So it was always going to be difficult because if we look at their midfield pairings, I mean, the dominant one was Mokoena and Allende. But the most common thing in that midfield was always Jaden Adams. May his soul rest in peace. He was very important for them. Now with the 3, Obas, Mkhulise, Allende, and we've seen in this game, they were struggling to come out from the back with the ball because Obas, he's not so clean on a pass. He's not a player that you can use to come out different from Mokoena. That's the triangle that they were trying to use, but it didn't work because they were not hitting Chiefs. They were not supplying also Leon up front, and sometimes they were in the same position. If you look at them now, they are on the other side of the field, which is different. You need to have the other one coming to the right to open more space, Shavul.
Yeah, I think Abatikanga, and for me, I think if I'm a player with 3, I will prefer Mkhulise to go and collect the ball because he's more comfortable on the ball than Abbas. Abbas, after that mistake our ends a few weeks ago, when I consider confidence so here I think Kaizer Chiefs job issue. We might say yes, but also Kaizer Chiefs made it very difficult for them to get spaces like Bawafunai.
Yeah,
well, I mean, they're doing this because also they've got some injuries, Sundowns, mind you.
Yeah.
You know, we spoke about it, Teboho, so they do have injuries as well.
Yeah, Teboho is important for Sundowns and is important for how Sundowns wants to play because he's the one that can connect the ball from the center back going forward. He's also dangerous when they attack because everything that falls outside the box is there, he's ready, he can shoot very well, can score from outside the box. So it's important for Sundowns. So the problem with football is that you can't replicate. You can't take out a Teboho Mokoena 1 and put in a Teboho Mokoena 2. But you can have similar players.
And I was about to say, Obas was that even at the national team. We knew you could put an Obas in there.
Yeah.
But you look at what Obas has done. I mean, last season, only 13 appearances. Last played his football in November of last year. Not the same player. You don't expect the same level as Tebogozen, who's played every tournament, Club World Cups, not just 1 or 2 games, every game.
Yeah, I think now you any setback le ukuthi una 4 months angadlali a competitive football. Obviously, he's not that sharp the way ekumele abe sharp ngakhona, and the confidence akana that 100% confidence, and I think mina this opportunity njengoba uTebogo alimele, this was for him also to be able to raise his hand and show up abonise ukuthi no nami uTebogo makangekho I can be an important player, and he's not a bad player, it's just that he's
game time.
He needs game time. His reaction yakhe is a bit slow. He's not sharp.
The other big thing at Mamelodi Sundowns, it's the man that's held not only Sundowns as glue, but Bafana as well. South Africa's carrot number 1 in Ronwen Williams. You know, to say, is he still the player he was? There's lots of complaints. 31 conceded of 46 last season, 5 already this season. Is it Ronwen? Is it the team? Is it the defense? These stats are not good for Sundowns team.
They are too sad stats because I would expect the Ronwen at this stage of the season that I conceded 5 goals, you know. And I think he's looking at himself and thinking he could have done better in certain situations, in certain goals as well. But what I've noticed already with Ronwen this season is that he's not into the game. Like, he doesn't talk more, but he's more angry at his players, you know. He doesn't encourage them, because before he was into the game, telling them what to do, but now he looks a bit angry. I think he's a bit unsettled. I don't know what's wrong with him, because, well, ultimately the buck stops with the keeper, but if you have players giving the ball away like that in front of you, then you've got no chance as a goalkeeper. I think the other players as well need to help him, because remember, defending doesn't end with the goalkeeper. Starts even up front with Pedro Leon, you know, pressing, but I think he can do better.
Yes, because Ronwen sometimes it dominated kakhulu for ama-seasons amaningi, and bekangathestwa. I'm sure kwamanye ama-game bekabhoreka, because uRonwen akhona ama-game bekaphuma angadayivanga nokudayiva. But now izinto ziyachange, because that's how the way Sundowns is strong nakhona. So manje mawubheka last year iSundowns iPirates njoba ibapusha njoba iyo-win league. Now uRonwen besekaqala ukuchallenge, and manje ayijwayelanga leyo nto leyo.
Speaking of Orlando Pirates, the coach is not happy with his Orlando Pirates. Although they're sitting on top of the league, although they're scoring goals, he says all the players that went to the World Cup need to come back to earth. And of course, you can't be speaking about Evidence who's injured, Bata's injured. You've got Rebelo Mofokeng who's now left. Sipo and CBC said they're okay. Are you seeing the attackers, the forwards, the Moremi, also Napolis, that's not contributing at Pirates?
It's very hard to see that, because Umuremi has already scored. I would think it's probably a training issue. Maybe a Jimmy Nabasa. Yeah, but training, because the coach only looks at his team from the training field. So Guma games, he feels good. Maybe they're slacking at training. But Pirates has done well so far this season, and I think maybe needed there just to wake his players up. He can say it in the media, but in the dressing room, he goes in there, he says, "Boys, you know, I love you very much. I was just doing that for media." You know, in-house it becomes cool. And then he calms them down. And then after that, they come back with 3 goals. So it clearly worked.
There was a lot of decisions that were made over the weekend that South Africa is not happy about. The minister asking for VAR to be implemented, writing a letter to SAFA to say, when is VAR starting? That will tell us exactly why there's an uproar.
Let's start with Mamelodi Sundowns and Kaizer Chiefs at FNB Stadium. There's what we call serious foul play. Asambeni siyobona ukuthi no unkwinika wenze nilana inside the penalty area or on Tasherick Matthews. This is what we call matlangelo ya ke hanye ya busopto kalantola beswana ndi buyada ndi makhwahwa. Look at it there. He kicked what Tasherick Matthews at the back with excessive force and brutality and injuring the safety of an opponent. Look at it there. So here he got the yellow card for this. So this is what serious foul play. It was supposed to be a red card, not a yellow card. Let's go again to, it's still on the same match, and see Bernard Mukwena, what has he done on Chaslet. Again, we're talking of serious foul play. Look at it there, straight leg, endangering the safety of an opponent. This is red card. not a yellow card. So incorrect decision, asisasekangala. If you look at it there, when it comes back, you will see that this is very serious. Now let's go again to the next one where we want to warn sensitive viewers. So here, this is where we're going to do it there. Right here, sensitive viewers, this was brutality. I've never seen something like this in my life. But let's go and have a look. You can see that Ungwe, crocodile, wenzani. Look at him there. That tackle is horrible.
Hey.
So now this a yellow card was given, incorrect decision, Ashisa Sekang. Let's go to offside situation there. We don't want to play too much because it was horrible to watch. But let's go to the offside situation. Amazulu scored a goal that was ruled offside. Was it correctly ruled offside? When we draw the line, do we get an offside decision now? Let's go and see when we draw the line as to whether the goal scored by Manjwa there, after receiving a goal, look at the offside flag from Khara there. But let's go and draw the line. Do we get offside decision or not? I want to Kusisa Sekili or Asisa Sekang. But as when you draw the line, we can see that on this first phase, there's no offside. Let's look at the second phase. You can see the player is behind the line. So therefore, offside. This goal was supposed to have stood, but it was not given. It was given as offside. Incorrect decision. Let's go to Litswalo. Litswalo again scored the goal. Was it correctly ruled offside or not? Asambe ensured drawing line, and then we're going to see as to whether this was correctly ruled a goal or not. Asambe offside, we draw the line. We draw the line. Let's have a look at that. Right, you can see that Litswalo's leg is in front, is nearer to the opponent's goal line. Therefore, this goal was not supposed to have been allowed after Sasekang. And then Mudawi scored the last goal. Now, this is let's check whether it was offside or not. We're going to show it to you that Mudawi there was in an offside position. When we draw the line as Mkulisi scored the goal, was it correctly ruled a goal or not? Let's go see the line. You can see the leg is in an offside position. Incorrect decision, Asisa Seka.
All right, thank you very much. Those are the decisions. You've been waiting for them. Now you know epistemically. But we need to move on because there's some great news that the Sports Awards want us to know. The Ministry of Arts, Culture and Sports say to us, hey, listen, man, we've got something great to show you. The awards are coming up this weekend, and we've selected the hosts. Tom is going to be hosting, because that's who I'm seeing.
Dele, thank you so much. I really appreciate the opportunity. You can see I am exploding with excitement at the moment. Of course, it was announced that I'm going to be hosting the South African Sports Awards alongside a queen. Well, she is officially the Queen of Soweto. Lerato Kganyago is going to be on that stage with me, and we are both so passionate about the power of sport and what we can achieve. And what I love about the SA Sports Awards, yes, you're going to see those shining stars on the field, but it also fills that ecosystem up with the superstars that we rely on, that put themselves out there on a field to be hated, just like Abongile Tom, who has been highlighted in the technical space. Proudly so, I'm sure. Congratulations, my brother. How are you feeling about the nomination?
Thank you very much. Let me first greet the viewers and share my excitement as far as the nomination is concerned. I think it's beyond what I would have expected as far as recognition is concerned.
Can I ask you, because I know you want to ask from a fan's perspective, do we want VAR? This World Cup was a different World Cup. It was great to see Africa put its hand up in a completely different way, but it felt like the technical edge sucked the life out of it. It felt like we were watching American football more than our version of football. How do you feel whilst refereeing? And I know you can't be biased. Yeah. You've got to deal with the situation, but what does it add and what additional pressure does it put on you?
Look, first of all, you want to go home having made the correct decision as a referee. And if you can be given a second chance for you to do so, you'll grab it with both hands. But I also feel like maybe some might feel like it takes away the spark of football, the origins of football, whereby you score a goal in the 90-plus minute. Instead of you celebrating, you have to wait anxiously. Is it a goal? Is it not a goal?
So and then everything descends into madness after the match.
So if it doesn't go in accordance, then, like you say, it descends into madness. So it's a balance of both. which one do you want? Do you want accuracy or do you want the intense, full live football that you want, you know? But for me as a referee, I would appreciate a second chance, you know. And VAR shouldn't be dictating the game. It should be a matter of that one moment, only one moment that you get to have to go and look at it and rectify, you know. But you shouldn't take away the elements of football and the interest within football.
So less pressure on the on-field ref, more pressure on the VAR ref. That's fine.
But to be honest, it's more pressure on the on-field referee because at the end of the day, they recommend you to come and see this decision, and the final decision is still lies. And it does not mean always when you go to VAR, you must come with the decision that you are recommended for. You understand? Because now suddenly
you still can't be biased. You still got to be rock solid in your
and
opinion.
also, it's a matter of there's an element that you feel like you've missed, not the whole situation. Come and have a look so that you can make a wholesome decision.
An informed decision. Yes. I love that. But there you get it straight from the horse's mouth. The South African Sports Awards land differently. Yes, we love seeing the pinnacle of sporting achievement on the field, but for me, where we reach South Africans, where we inspire South Africans every day, is this, the power of what sport can do to transform lives. So we are there 100%. Andile, thank you so much. This has been the highlights of my day.
Well, you voted, and well, I'll tell you what, Mahuta's happy. 87% went with the Q and Blakey. He's got to get out of here. The time is gone. Thank you so much to Sports Awards for coming on as well. Congratulations to Graham Richards as well as Rato Kanyako. We'll catch them at the Sports Awards. Guys, get out of here. We are here. We've done it, but Mahuta, I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Jabson, thank you so much from myself and my entire team. We'll see you again next week on Soccerzone. Otherwise, tomorrow, 6 o'clock, let's meet up on Sport that are Amplified with Andile. All of you, the ugly ducklings and the pretty ones, I hope you're having a great week and a great week ahead of you. That foolishness continues. We say goodnight. For all of you sitting, I'm man. Bella. Ganzo. Me.